Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is just a simple 10-minute yoga class to get the entire body moving and feeling great. Let's get started on our backs. So rolling yourself down, closing the eyes. And let's begin with just a simple breath in through the nose. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. It's a nice way to arrive on the mat. You can let your lips softly close as you allow the breath to flow in and out naturally through the nose. And on your next breath in, let's pull the right knee in towards the chest. You can hold on behind that knee and lengthen the left leg far in front of you. Point the toes and hover the heel off the mat. And then we'll simply switch sides, so you can pull left knee in, holding behind the thigh. Point the right toes as you lengthen that leg far in front of you. Float the heel. And let's just try one more time on each side. Right knee comes in, left leg lengthens, finding more length. And last one, switch it up. Pull that left knee in closer, lengthen those right toes further away. And then pulling both knees in towards the heart, you can hold on one knee on each hand and simply pick up your head slightly and place your right ear down on the mat. So turn the head towards the right as far as it'll go. And then pick up the head again, place the left ear down on the mat. Just a gentle stretch here. Release through the shoulders, slide the shoulder blades down the back. And let's bring the head back to center. Using one hand on each knee, let's simply circle those knees around, going in one direction. Stretching a little bit through that hip joint, and let's try a few the other way. And finish up your last circle. Once again, let's take hold behind both thighs so that we can start to roll ourselves up and down. Maybe you take a few times, maybe use the hands to give you a helping hand as we end up in boat pose. So again, the fingertips could be placed behind us. We are floating the knees, floating the legs, should I say, pulling the knees in towards the heart. Let's simply hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. You can bring the toes back down towards the mat. We'll come towards all fours with our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our wrists. And once you've arrived, just pick up your right hand, trace a few circles with that wrist. Couple times each way. And then plant that hand down. We'll take a few circles with the left wrist, waking up through those hands. And replant that hand, and let's just start to walk the hands in all directions. So just doing this a little bit intuitively. There's no right or wrong way. You can come up onto fingertips. You can turn the hands around, any direction. And then come back to center, and we'll place the back of both hands to the mat here. So you can rock yourself forwards and back just an inch or two. Big stretch through the forearms. Maybe taking the opportunity to take a deep breath in and out. Let's softly release one hand at a time. You can sit yourself back towards your heels and just give your hands a little bit of a shake. That should feel quite nice. Coming back forwards, we'll plant our left hand to the mat and take a step forwards with your right foot. So short lunge here, the right hand comes to the right thigh to help us into a twist, looking over your right shoulder. Press the top of the left foot down into the mat to help a little bit with stability. Let's release the twist. You can bring both hands to the inside of that right foot, maybe even shuffling it a tiny bit forwards as we pull the hips back, coming into a stretch here. You could flex through that front foot. Of course, you could keep a bend in that front knee. We're looking for a nice stretch. in the hamstring, the back of the right thigh. Let's just stay here for one more breath. Lengthen out through the back, all the way from the tailbone to the crown of the head, one long line. Let's softly release. That foot will return to all fours. Give ourselves a little bit of a shake. And take a step forward with that left foot to plant it roughly where the left hand just was. Left hand can rest to the thigh. Help yourself into that twist. Look over the top shoulder. Maybe a little squeeze through the right glutes. And then bringing both hands to the inside of the foot. Maybe you wiggle it a little bit forwards. And then leaning the hips back. Perhaps you flex that front foot. Perhaps you bend that front knee. Finding ourselves a nice stretch into the hamstring. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's bring ourselves forward, planting both hands. Bring yourself back through all fours, and then take a seat onto the mat, supporting ourselves with the hands behind us. Widen the heels a little bit so that you can rock the knees in a windshield motion from side to side. Just a few times here. This is one of the best things to do in the morning, taking the hip through a big range of motion to wake it up. And let's bring the feet back to center. You can also flatten through the feet if you would like. And keeping the left leg stable where it is, we'll move just the right knee in and out now. So dropping the right knee in, doesn't have to come anywhere near the ground, and then turning it out. So rolling onto the outside of the foot. Let's just take that 2 more times here. Rolling that knee in and out. I don't know about you, but I definitely find it harder to do one leg at a time. Shows us a little bit where our compensations and our limitations are. And then we'll stabilize through that right leg, planting the sole of the right foot, and left leg comes in and out. Notice if the range might be quite different from one side to the other. Just something worth observing in ourselves, in our bodies. Last one here. Drop the knee out. And replant the foot, and let's lengthen both legs now over towards the left side of the mat. Maybe even cross that right ankle on top, and we'll lower either onto the right palm or right forearm as we stretch the left arm overhead. Big side body stretch here, finding length through those fingertips. Maybe you look up at the sky. And let's release. We'll lift ourselves up onto this right palm, and with the left elbow now, take a few circles back. Big range of motion for the shoulder. And release. Simply switching sides, bringing both legs over towards the right. Perhaps the left ankle would like to cross on top, resting down on your left hand or coming down onto the forearm, and then finding your way into that big stretch, reaching the right arm up and over. Gaze can turn towards the ceiling, sending your inhales towards the right side of your rib cage. And exhale, letting it go. Lifting up onto the palm of the left hand, we'll trace some circles back with the right elbow now. Maybe seeing if you can find a little bit more range. Don't be afraid to make these circles bigger. Let's release. Very good. Might feel nice to shake the legs out a little bit before we come to a cross-legged seat, or really any comfortable seat that works for you. Roll the shoulders back and bring the right ear towards the right shoulder as you slide your right arm behind the back. So the back of the right hand is going to rest somewhere close to your left hip. Big stretch in the side of the neck here. Maybe even release Your left fingertips to the ground beside you. We'll switch sides. So releasing that, tracing one circle back with the shoulders just to reset. And then left ear falls towards left shoulder. And sliding the left arm behind you, back of left hand over towards right hip. Maybe right fingertips to the mat alongside you. And straightening yourself up once more, switching the cross of the legs if that's how you were seated, so that we can come to a gentle twist towards the right, holding the outside of your right thigh, looking over that back shoulder, keeping the spine nice and straight as you wring it out. Returning through center so we can twist over to the other side, twisting left, and back to center. Let's roll the shoulders back and inhale the arms up towards the sky to bring the palms together to touch. Exhale the hands down in front of your heart. Beautifully done today. I'd love to know what you thought of this one. Well done. And if you enjoy these 10-minute morning practices, I have a 7-day challenge that is perfect for beginners. You can click right here to join in for free, or I'll also leave the link on screen. Have a beautiful day.